who their people were, telling mistruths, untruths about how these things kind of went down. You were there. Tell me how you are kind of thinking about that, not even 24 hours later.
Well, one of the reasons I went to Houston yesterday is I wanted to see what your viewers just saw. I wanted to see Lorenzo and Ronaldo in the flesh and be able to look into their eyes and see and feel that pain that they're experiencing and bring it back with me to Washington and try to communicate it to my colleagues, especially our Republican colleagues. But you made a good point. One of the things this administration has done time after time after time is pour salt in the wounds of these families after they've lost their loved ones. Renee Good, they called her a domestic terrorist. Alex Preddy, a domestic terrorist. Mr. Salgado, they said falsely that there were drugs in his van. This is a guy who got up every day for decades and busted his butt to provide for his family. And this administration lies and says he had drugs in his van. The DA yesterday told us he thought once the lab results came back, that lie would be disproven. We learned late last night, early this morning, the lab results are back.
Right.
No drugs in the car. It is disgusting what this administration is doing to families like this.
But Congressman, even if he did have drugs in their car, they are not DEA. They are not a drug enforcement agency. That is not their job.
Yep.
Did they? If
it's
they
character assassination,
right? It's like it does. It almost like that is almost not even the point.
That's right.
I understand why you're bringing it up because it is important. It goes to the point about them lying.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, they have a job to do, right? They have a very strict, there's a lane narrow that they're supposed to be living in. Yeah. And they go outside of that lane, and then when they do things that cause death, they pretend as if, oh, so if he had drugs in the car, did they know he had drugs in the car? No, they didn't. That is untrue from the beginning.
It's character assassination, as you said.
Yeah, look, we had a briefing, closed-door briefing with ICE officials last week on their use of force policies.
Yeah.
And we actually have this element. We should bring this up.
Okay.
I think it's element 2. 53 reports of excessive use of force. I think 32 officers cleared, 21 officers still under investigation, 1 officer referred for disciplinary action.
Yep.
Finish your thought.
Yeah, look, with 22,000 ICE officers, thousands of violent encounters, deaths, in 18 months, one single solitary officer facing disciplinary action for violating their use of force policies. If an agency has any accountability, that is not possible. Yeah. That is not possible. Even in a very professional, well-trained law enforcement agency, you're going to have more than one violation of use of force policies. There is no accountability in ICE right now, and it comes from the very top in the Oval Office.
You had that closed-door briefing last week, but ICE, DHS, the FBI did not participate, at least in the public hearing yesterday.
Sure.
Did they provide any explanation for why they didn't participate?
No, they just outright refused to participate. I think they are scared, they are afraid to face communities like the community in Houston after what has happened. I don't think they want to have to look Lorenzo and Ronaldo in the eye and see what they have done to them. I think that's why they didn't show up yesterday.